We're going to future cast, and we're going to see what life looks like in the future. More pain is what it looks like. More pain getting worse. It's going to spread. It's going to get harder to fix. Your climb is going to become steeper. It doesn't go away on its own. Pain is your red flag. It's your body going, this is our final shout. This is the last time we're going to tell you. Pain has been there. The issue has been there a long, long time before. But the pain comes when it becomes your body's exacerbated final shout out. Red flag, come on, do something about this. So we're going to look closely a little bit at this future casting and what this might mean for you emotionally. So again, I could tell you a million examples of this, but time for relationships. Do you feel emotionally like you have, like your pain is stopping you from having time for people that you love, your kids, your parents, your husband? Is it stopping you from forming new relationships because you just don't know that you can be there for people? And it might not be something that you've thought about before. Scared to have sex because of the pain. Yeah. And that's going to be an impact. It's going to have a huge impact on relationships. So, and also the other thing with that is that you might just find that you're getting really tense, and that can be a real pelvic floor issue. Sometimes it's not weakness in the pelvic floor that we need to worry about. It's the tension in the pelvic floor. You know, when we're protecting a hip or a lower back pain, you get really tense. I used to feel like I was strong. Now I'm worried I'll do some damage and cause flare-ups. Yeah, absolutely. So my client, Karen, she said this to me, that she's worried about not spending time with her kids, because I think I said to you just now, she'd rather be in water. You know, it's very difficult to find time for people. Confidence. Do you have a fear of movement, a fear of the unpredictable future? We've covered this briefly already. Are you feeling low and feeling distracted? That was another comment that one of you made just now. And that's going to have a huge impact on your confidence and what you feel capable of. Energy levels. Are you exhausted by it? Is there brain fog? Is your productivity affected in your work? Are you unable to prioritize more than one thing? So my client Lisa was distracted in work, and she felt really unable to lead her team because she couldn't be the positive force that she needed to be. So she stepped down from her job, and financially it's a huge impact because she just didn't feel capable. Physically, okay, this is a really emotive picture that I've chosen here really to get into you. But future casting, what does your future look like? These are grandchildren, believe it or not. This is a grandmother, not how I suppose I'm going to look as a grandmother, but she looks pretty fantastic. But that's how I'd like to look. So let's future cast that, bring that in. But is grandchildren in your future? One of my clients said to me recently that she had been to a swimming pool, like with all the slides and things, with her grandson, and she said her grandson turned around to her at the end of the session and said, "You're the only grandma here." Amazing, isn't it amazing? Like, I want to be that grandma. I want to be going down the slides with my grandkids and chucking them around and taking them out for long bike rides, and the fun. I want to be the fun. Pain is going to stop that. Pain is going to have an impact on the future, how physical you can be with people. My future looks like walking holidays, sun loungers. But that's basically it, really. I'd be happy if it was just that. Those two things are two things that people say to me all the time they can't do. They can't do the walking holidays, and they can't do sun loungers because they're in pain. They can't sit still for that long. There's books to be read, people. We need to be free from pain in order to get through all these books. Walking, gardening, holidays, grandchildren, all things, seeing friends, going dancing, running. I want to be able to run if I want to, why not? Run after my grandchildren. I want my kids to feel confident that I can chase those little 2-year-olds as they run away. But also physically, this is one that came up for me last week, was someone said to me about their parents, how their parents are really in need of their help. And they need to go around and mow their lawn. They can't do it because of the pain. Also, emotionally, they haven't got the headspace for it. They feel exhausted by what their parents need, so they haven't got time for themselves. But also, what if your kids, if you've got children, what about when they move out? What about when they need help? They need you to carry a box for them, or go up a flight of stairs to deliver. So I don't know. we want to be able to help people, is essentially physically we want to be able to do stuff. And the future casting is quite scary. You know, is there someone in your life that you could look at the generation before you? Leslie, my client, said that her mother by the age of 70 couldn't get out of bed without a TENS machine, and she's determined not to let that be her. Is there someone in your life that you're looking at? Is your mum always struggled with incontinence? Has your aunt never been able to do anything and has put on weight because of her pain, you know, because she can't move? And that's a real body positivity thing. You know, this is the other thing. It's not all about the life stuff. What about how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your body? Financial, I mentioned my client earlier who had to leave her job. This is, sorry, I need to move on the slide. Move her job and then couldn't get another job of a similar level. So financially, that move cost her a fortune. Are you a team leader and so there's someone in your team with this issue? You know, the cost of losing a member of staff because of this and then re-recruiting, thousands, and then going through a 30-day or 60-day train up trial to know that they're then not the right person, going through it all over again. It's worth investing in your team, the people you work with, to stop that financially. That's going to make a huge difference. Also, cost of physio. Rebecca, my client, said to me a couple of weeks ago, I pay £90 a session to go to physio. She's doing it twice a month. That quickly adds up, doesn't it? And also, to blow your minds a little bit, what's the cost of care? What's your future looking like for your future independence? Pelvic floor incontinence is the #1 reason why women go into care homes in the future, and mobility is the second. So can you afford care? I mean, it is worth getting on top of this stuff. So can you afford not to address this problem, is my question to you.